man. I'm excited to see what happens.
I think that's a good segue probably into what we were going to talk about towards the end of the podcast. So, as you guys know, it's a black and white thing. So when we first started the podcast out, it's called Brains and Bars. It's hashtag Brains and Bars because we love sports. We're nerds for sports. We both rap or have rapped in the past. A1 is kind of retired or whatever. But it's also called It's a Black and White thing because we like to touch on, social issues that are going on in the world, as it pertains to myself being a Caucasian and A1 being African American. So we're glad to have you guys on, and we wanted to end this podcast maybe with just like a 30-second, 45, whatever your heart leads you, in regards to the week that we've been having. So I'm going to kick it off. Loso, if you want to go second, Saga third, and then A1, you can wrap up the episode. First and foremost, I just want to say rest in peace to George Floyd. I want to say my prayers go out to his entire family, and I pray for a hedge of protection, for comfort, for clarity, and the events of what happened. It has been a very, very difficult couple days in regards to people trying to find ways to express what is going on, in regards to the back and forth between different ethnicities and what is considered right and what is considered wrong. But I think the most important thing to know is there is one thing that is considered wrong, and that is the issue that we have with racism and police brutality as it pertains to profiling and the malicious intent of police officers in their regards to how they're treating African Americans. And I stand with my brothers in that, injustice. And I want you guys to know that I love you to death. And that when people talk to me about it, that I'm standing here with you in prayer and hoping to be someone who can go out and help make change, someone that can stand beside you, love you. And if there's anything you ever need, by all means, please reach out. And to, the people that are like me, that are white, Street Him said something earlier today that got me. It's like, don't feel pressured to say something, we speak out, as is revealed to your heart to make that, you know what I mean? But really, I think it's time to take a look in the mirror. It's time to be very real with our privilege. It's time to be very real with, some of the traditions and different things that we've been raised on. And it's really time to just kind of look in that mirror and take a step back and say, listen, there's been a lot of these instances. And this one, this most recent has just been such an egregious act. And right now it's more of a time to stand with our brothers in trying to find change and trying to find justice for this murder. So Saga, I'll put it on to you.
Yeah, these past couple of days have hit me all types of ways. Obviously, in more ways than one. First we're getting hit with the quarantine situation, which kind of causes social distancing. So you're not able to really gather. You're not able to socialize with people how you want to. And with the recent passings of George Floyd, Ahmaud, Breonna Taylor, you're kind of internalizing all these emotions. This anger, this frustration. This honestly, I've cried a few times over everything that's continuing to go on. So I send my prayers to Ahmaud, Breonna, George, their families, everybody who's protesting for the right cause in this time, because now we're seeing a lot more foul play on the cops' end in regards to how they're treating people who are protesting in peace and protesting for the right cause. It's been a weird couple of days. I've been heavy in prayer, and I've been heavy outside. It was a protest out here in the Barclays Center, and it's not too far from where I'm at. So I think it's a time where we have to pray, and it's also a time where we have to put in work. But it's about putting in the right work towards what's going to make a positive change. You know what I'm saying? It's a weird time. My prayers with everybody right now going through it, and every aspect of the world. Chicago's going through it. There's so many places out there going through it. But it's just as a man of God, you try to lean on God for just that peace that surpasses. And then as a man in general, you can't help but to be frustrated and fearful because you don't know what tomorrow holds. You don't know if a trip to the store could be your last based off the color of your skin or because of some type of authority or just egocentric cop that just wants to just, do something harmful. So we're all in a weird space, but I applaud those who stand with us. I applaud you, A.Ward, bro, for just, continue to pour out your love to the community, not even on some, I'm going to do it because I need to. I'm not going to do it because I see there's unjust. Like, you constantly just poured out love and you never really cared about skin color or race or anything like that. So thank you for that, man. But we just need more brothers like you just to stand with us and to show that it's not just a colors versus cops thing. It's a just versus unjust. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So, yeah, man. Just continue to pray for people and continue to just stay as active and as equipped as I can in regards to this handling these situations. You know what I'm saying?
No,
thank you both for speaking on that. I think that my last couple words would be what you guys are seeing right now, man, has been the outpouring of a lot of anger, of a lot of hurt, of a lot of confusion. It's our natural reaction to go ahead and look at what's going on the news, look at what we're seeing on the internet, the looting, the rioting, right? And even I'm obviously I'm for the protesting and stuff, right? But like, obviously the breaking in and stealing stuff, like, I'm against that. Right. But I'm also not naive to the fact that these things happen when things like this occur. Like that's just a byproduct of that. And I really just want to go and talk to you guys, like, you guys are so vocal about the rioting and obviously the looting and all those other things. But like you have to understand that don't get mad at that all the dominoes are on the ground when you're neglecting the first domino that you guys hit. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying you, but someone did it. You know what I'm saying? And unfortunately, a lot of people have chosen, a lot of my friends and family have chosen this concept of neutrality. I'm here to tell you that is not a thing in this situation. There is no such thing as being neutral in this situation. You have already chosen a side once you have said that. That doesn't necessarily mean that if you're not speaking that you've chosen neutral. I'm just saying, if you've come out and said, hey, I am neutral in this part, you've told me all that I need to know. Please continue. If you obviously, if you're a believer, continue to pray. No matter what, we all should be understanding that these situations that are happening today is going to, in the long term, man, it's going to have some ripple effects. But we have to understand, like, we did this, and us, when I say we, man, this is just a product, man. Unfortunately, man, this is a product of Genesis 3. Racism didn't start, a couple years ago or 400 years ago. Like, this is a product of the fall. But there is hope, man. So I want to go and shout out to everyone who's been killing it. Unfortunately, I have not been out in the street in Tampa yet. But the next time that I am available to go ahead and protest, man, I will be out there. Also, to everyone who is slandering what's going on right now, I just want to let y'all know, man, this is why we should have appreciated Colin Kaepernick when he was doing what he was doing. When it was a peaceful protest at that time, he was called a son of a bitch by the president. People were telling him that he should not be in the NFL. There's no place for that. He was disrespecting the flag, all those things. And now all of a sudden they want to go ahead and highlight peaceful protesting. This is what happens, though, man. We didn't want peaceful protesting. And this is the type of stuff that's happening right now. So understand, revolution is messy. If you know history, things get messy like this. It's not going to be perfect. This is not the ideal image of protesting, but this is what happens when people begin to protest and people are angry. So take it, man. Let's fight for it. I believe that we go ahead and get through this, man. And I'm standing with all y'all.
Yeah, man. Like, to kind of echo what A.Ward said, when this show was first created, we talked about this show being a podcast where me and Ward and the homies talk about whatever we wanted to. That mostly would be sports. It would sometimes, this podcast is talk sports, it's talk battle rap, entrepreneurship, race relations. We've talked reality TV. I had my wife on to talk about The Bachelorette. Like, we go everywhere on this show. And so, you know, after we did our last episode, we kind of talked about, okay, how we should go about addressing this, and hopefully we'll have more in store to talk about as it relates to this situation. Man, I gotta say, like, I'm 37. I'm the oldest person represented here, not by a lot. I'm a few years older than Ward. But man, I gotta be honest, man, like, I'm tired. Like, I have tried like crazy to avoid watching the video because I can't watch another video of a person dying in front of me when it could have been easily avoided. I'm tired of the deflections. I'm tired of the justifications. I'm tired of the excuses. I'm tired of having to check in on the homies to say, man, how y'all dealing with this? How y'all processing this? You know, like, I mean, I'm tired of wondering if raising my son to be a respectable Black man will be enough for this world. I mean, I gotta be honest, like, yo, white people, this is on y'all. Like, and when I say white people, I'm not talking about racists, those who are bigoted and prejudiced and racist against other ethnicities and other cultures. I'm talking about the indifferent people, the ones who say, well, what happened was wrong, but what Colin Kaepernick did was bad, right? To echo Loso. Well, I'm okay with protests, but the rioting, but the looting, but everything to deflect, but to deal with the difficult issue that's in front of you. This will not change until you guys go, as the majority culture, enough is enough. And when Ferguson happened, I stayed up all night watching tweet after tweet and video after video and wondering, am I in America? Like, what country am I in right now? Because the response was something that was from places that we call totalitarian, authoritarian, dictatorial. And now to see the response now, it grieves my heart even more. So yes, I echo what these brothers said. Like, we need to pray. We need, as a Christian body, I'm going to speak as a Christian for a second. We need to pray. We need to unite and ask God to heal our land, to heal our country. And to kind of echo a sentiment that one of my good homies, A.Ward, said, yeah, pray for forgiveness, but also for justice. Justice needs to be served because that is the God we serve, a God of forgiveness, but a God of justice. To my Black and brown brothers and sisters all over the world, man, listen, whatever our differences are on how we progress as a people, please, let's put that to the side, man. And let's focus on one common goal of seeing us win as a people, not just the anomalies here and there, but all of us. And man, like, rest in peace, George Floyd, Breonna Taylor, Ahmaud Arbery, man, to your families. Words can't express the sadness I feel for you to have lost a loved one before their time in such a tragic way. And may God come for you. May God give you peace. And may justice be served, man. Like, and I'm sorry. So, man, to my brothers, Ward, Loso, Saga, I thank you. No traditional intro. To those on Facebook Live, man, I appreciate everybody who's rocked with us. We'll be back next week. We'll be on talking sports. I will say for my brothers, man, I will promo y'all. JC versus Loso this weekend. Saga versus B. Dot, man. It's my time. Sensei Saga season. Ward, hey, man, I love y'all. I holler at y'all. Until next time, it's been a Black and white and Hispanic thing, Latin thing, everything.
Yes.
Man.
And Puerto Rican. Saga's Puerto
Rican thing. So
yep.
I mean, but me and Loso are Latin, but it's all right. He don't want to acknowledge it. But,